Rectangular back, this time with another review. From Joyride Studios, we have the Halo 2 Series 2 Covenant drone with plasma rifle. Now, most Halo figures were put out by McFarlane, which were 5-inch scale, but all these figures made by Joyride Studios, I believe, are in the 8-inch scale. So they're significantly larger, and don't know how much difference there is as far as the articulation goes. I don't really own, I have a couple of Halo figures, but anyway, I don't play video games so much, and so I don't know how accurate the sculpt looks like to the character in the game, or how much he appears in the game. But it looked like an extremely cool figure to use for different science fiction setups for A.C.B.A, so that's why I got him. And let's turn around, let's check out the back of the package. And let's see, I guess this was put out in 2005. The other figures in the series, they made a Master Chief, the Warthog vehicle, and White Spartan. So, don't know if that Warthog was in the 5-inch scale or for these 8-inch scale Spartans that they put out, so sorry, I just don't have that knowledge. But yeah, we're going to have to crack this guy out of the package and get a closer look at him. Alright, so here we've got the figure out of the package with his accessories. He comes with a figure stand / base and his blaster rifle, and it's very cool. The articulation is decent. I would suggest being very careful with him when you first start moving the joints. The paint is quite thick and all the joints are pegged, and it's kind of a softer type of plastic, so if you're not careful you could tear the joint. They're just pegs that are plugged into each segment or leg. And I'm glad he came with a figure stand, because he is a little bit challenging to get to stand up at times. You can do it with a little bit of patience, but if a lot of people, they just want to throw them up on their display shelf, it's good to have a stand for that. Alright, let's check out the accessories and then we'll get into the figure itself. So the first accessory comes with is his platform or stand, and it's just a hard translucent plastic with Halo sculpted into it. Don't think you can make that with the white background there, but there you go. But yeah, not too bad of a base there. It could be a little bit bigger, I think. Just to give you an idea of how he stands on it, he's got these hooked toes, and you just wedge them underneath the little pegs. They're raised pegs there, and just pops on like so. Of course, now it's not going to do it on camera. There we go. And then you can just lean him forward a little bit and get him to stand. So pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, it's nice with a top-heavy figure for some people who don't do A.C.B.A. They just want to prop them up on their display stand. It's good to have a or display shelf. They have a stand to set the figure on. And the second accessory the figure comes with is his plasma rifle, which pretty decent sculpt and paint. Looks like they went a little bit heavy-handed on the light blue paint on the front, but yeah, nice bright red. Looks like it just missed that spot down below, but it's a more brittle plastic. Looks like it's made of two pieces that are sandwiched together, but yeah, not too shabby. Nothing much to say about that. I guess it could have used maybe some silver there in the grip, but I don't know how it looks in the game. Not too bad. And let's see how it fits in his hand. So fortunately the plastic on the figure is flexible, so you can spread the hand open, the fingers open to get the plasma rifle in there, and it does fit in pretty nicely. You can put it in the left hand as well. You just have to again just separate the fingers and pop it in there. This one's a little bit tighter than the right hand, but yeah, I think it fits in there nicely and looks pretty good on the figure. Alright, so here we've got the figure out of the package with his plasma rifle, and as you can see, he looks pretty damn good with it. Just to give you a little 360 view of him holding it. And like I said, he is somewhat top heavy, not a whole lot of surface area for those feet to hold him up, so having a stand is kind of useful there, but with enough balance you can get him. He is kind of leaning back a little bit just so I can show him with his weapon, and very cool. So overall I really like the design, but let's get a more close-up look of him. So I think they did a really good job on the sculpt and paint on this figure. Not a whole lot of mistakes or blemishes that I can see. The colors are quite bright where they need to be and subdued where they shouldn't, and I really like the all the different washes that they put on the figure, so it's not just a solid green color. There's green and gray mixed in all over, and same with the gray areas. There are plenty of black highlights there in the crevices. The nice bright blue eyes there, and just really like, it really looks like a bug. That's what he's supposed to be. So getting into the midsection of the figure, you can see just how much detail there is in all the different parts and all the different paint that went into it. He's got red there at his shoulders and in the wrists and elbow joints. He's got gray underneath and then the green on the outside for his more armored areas with the yellow spikes highlight. And then he's got the flaps, which we'll get into more detail in the articulation. And he's got these really nice big translucent wings, which you can see through them to see his body, which is very cool. Always love translucent parts on figures. And in the lower half of the body we have the legs and the armored, I don't know what you call those, the tail pieces there. So quite a bit of detail. No peg holes. There's the hooks on his feet that the pegs on the stand slide hook around, and pretty good construction. It is I would say a medium rigid plastic, so it's a little bit more on the rubbery side than on the brittle side, so it does have some flex to it. So just be careful when you're manipulating the joints, like I said before. So let's get into the articulation on this guy. His head is in two different sections. He has a swivel joint at the top, which does have a little bit of pivot to it, so you can pivot it a little bit up and down, not a whole lot, so it rotates 360 degrees. And then he has another swivel joint at the neck, and not a whole lot range of motion there. Doesn't really go up and down too much. Side to side, it's really hindered by the sculpt on the side, so you can kind of push it down and rotate it a little bit, but you're going to bang into those hinges on the back for his flaps. So it would have been nice if they had made the peg a little bit taller so that you could clear those and get a little bit more range of motion out of there, but it's nice that it's in two segments and not just one. It just adds a little bit more to the positioning. As far as the arms go, they are just straight pegs that go into the torso, and like I said, it's kind of a softer plastic and there's quite a bit of paint, so you got to be really careful when you turn these that you don't crank on it too quickly or too hard, otherwise you might rip the peg. So kind of hesitant to do it all the way up, but in theory you could spin it all the way around. I'm just very hesitant to do that on this guy, especially since I just got him. So you can get him pretty good range of motion. You just need to be careful about it. And again, have a peg there at the elbow, or I'm sorry, yeah, the elbow, and then another peg there at the wrist, and no articulation other than the flexible fingers. So you can rotate the hand all the way around, and you can have him manipulate things with the fingers just by bending them open. Same thing on this side, rotation at the wrist, and the fingers are all independent, so you can bend them apart. On the back we have the flaps that are just on two different separate hinges, and those flip up. I have seen sellers on eBay with missing or broken hinges there, so I would definitely be careful about not cranking on those too much. And then the wings just swing out. They're on straight pegs, so you could pull them off pretty easily, and hopefully they'll stay in there pretty tight. They do feel like they want to pop off pretty easily. So there you go with his wings spread out, although it's not showing up on camera, I don't think. So just to make things a little bit easier, I went ahead and removed the wings so I can show the lower articulation here on the end of the abdomen. So again, those are just pegged in there, so just rotation. And then on the legs, again we have pegs going into the lower torso, just there at the hips, so just a swivel. And then we have there's no swivel here at the knee, but there's a swivel at the foot, and it's 360 in that direction. So it's probably a good thing that they didn't add another point of articulation there at the knee, just because the figure is so top heavy. You would have probably more challenge trying to keep him from toppling over if that knee started to loosen up and rotate on you. So there we go. So just wanted to quickly show how precisely tall he is. As I mentioned before, he's about an 8-inch scale, and looks like just shy of 8 inches. I mean, you could prop him back up a little bit and get him to 8 inches. So let's go ahead and show him standing next to some other figures for comparison. So here he is in between the Infinite Series Captain America from the Winter Soldier wave on the left, and on the far right we have the Avengers movie Hulk. That was a Walmart exclusive. So you can see he's about the same size as Hulk, which is pretty damn cool. And he definitely towers over Captain America there. So I think this figure is perfect for large alien creature that would be intimidating to a regular sized human. Alright, well, hopefully you guys liked the review. You share with your friends, you hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.
That's crispy.